What's good, YouTube? It's cuddleofdeath here. Very happy day, woo! And I'm bringing you some more Pokemon X and Pokemon Y news. We have a brand new trailer release, which I'm actually doing a breakdown of. And as you can see, Chespin is going to be evolving into Quilladin. Let's go ahead and go over Chespin really fast. Chespin's entry reads, the grass-type Pokemon Chespin has a tough shell covering its head and back. Despite having a curious nature that tends to get it in trouble, Chespin keeps an optimistic outlook and doesn't worry about the small details. So Chespin is a very friendly, mischievous little dude, and as you can see in the little screenshot that I have on this particular part of the video, he looks pissed. So I thought it was really funny that I called him optimistic and whatnot, because I associate optimism with also being very happy and stuff, but as you can see in that screenshot, he looks so pissed. However, he does evolve into Quilladin, which I will be showing you guys now. So, as you can see, here is Quilladin. He is very big, he's chubby, and he's using Mudshot right there. So obviously he's a grass type. He's going to be weak to fire type attacks. So Mudshot will be very useful on him, as it will help go against the fire type attacks. Hopefully he can actually take some hits from them. He looks like he can. And as you can see, his actual entry from PokemonXY.com says, when Chespin evolves into Quilladin, the hard spikes on its body grow even sturdier. Despite its prickly appearance, Quilladin is considered a gentle Pokemon that avoids battle. So I actually really enjoy the transition between the fact that Chespin seems to be quite mischievous and optimistic. And obviously, Quilladin is still very optimistic looking. He definitely looks a lot happier than Chespin did in that previous screenshot. But I like the fact that also Quilladin just seems so huggable. He obviously just wants to be your friend, and he doesn't want to get in battles, which is going to be quite interesting because, you know, anyone who picks Chespin is going to end up with Quilladin unless they want to put an Everstone on him or whatever. And they're going to have to battle with it, so that kind of defeats the purpose of that particular entry on PokemonXY.com. Originally, I didn't actually like Quilladin's design at first whenever I first saw it yesterday, but after seeing it in this trailer, it kind of grew on me. It does look very happy. I love it. I just want to give it a hug now, even though it's all chubby and stuff. The 6th generation Fire-type starter Fennekin will be evolving into Bryson. Fennekin's entry reads, searing heat blows from the ears of the Fire-type Pokemon Fennekin. This Pokemon loves to snack on twigs. Fennekin can be temperamental, but it tries to do the best for its trainer. So obviously, as you can see right there, it has a nice little screenshot of it using what appears to be flamethrower and whatnot. A lot of people seem to like Fennekin because of its design, and generally, for the most part, the Fire-type starter seems to get the most love every single generation. Except for Pignite. Poor Pignite. But outside of that, it is getting an evolution known as Bryson, which seems to be a very witchy or wizardy-esque fox-like Pokemon. Bryson's entry reads, once Fennekin evolves into Bryson, it no longer eats branches, but it still keeps a tree branch in its tail, which seems to calm the Pokemon. Going back to Fennekin's entry, I like how they are definitely transitioning the entries between the starters. Once again, Fennekin can be very temperamental, which is like it can be moody, but it still tries the best for its trainer. But once it's Bryson, you know, it calms down as long as it has that tree branch in its tail. So for whatever reason, Fennekin grows up eating these branches, then calms down, finally evolves, and wants to keep a stick in its tail, which I thought was interesting because we see it being used as a wand, which, you know, a lot of people are referring to it as, once again, a witch or a wizard. Something interesting that was mentioned on PokemonXY.com was Bryson will occasionally wield the branch in battle and use friction to light it on fire. Now this really interests me because they're not referring to it as a wand, and obviously you can see its tail plus the twig make it look broom-like. However, it makes me think back to whenever Pokemon first came out in North America, a lot of parents were talking about it being like witchcraft and like the work of the devil and stuff like that. So I like how PokemonXY.com included that it's a branch that Bryson wields, and it occasionally uses friction to light it on fire instead of magic. I know that doesn't necessarily mean anything, and it's not for that specifically, but it's something to kind of think about, even though it's not super relevant to Pokemon X and Y itself. It just, I don't know, it was a thought that popped in my mind, and I thought it was rather interesting. Bryson can learn the move Psyshock, which is actually a special psychic type move that deals damage based on the target's defense as if it were a physical move. Moving on to my favorite 6th generation starter, we have Froakie, which evolves into Frogadier. Froakie's entry reads, the water-type Pokemon Froakie is both light and strong, making it capable of jumping incredibly high. The bubbles on its chest and back protect it from attacks. Froakie may appear absent-minded, but in truth it pays close attention to its surroundings at all times. Out of the 3 6th generation starters, Froakie was the one that I had first fallen in love with, not just because I love frogs, I also do love the water typing out of most of the other starters that we've been given to in previous games from generations 1 through 5. Although the second evolutions to each 6th generation starter was recently revealed, it was the first time we actually got to see them in action in this trailer, and as you can see right there, Frogadier was using the move Bounce, which is a flying type move, so that'll definitely help him against grass type Pokemon. Frogadier's entry reads, Frogadier evolves from Froakie, and when it does, its jumping skill improves. During battle, Frogadier confounds its opponents by leaping about the ceiling or into trees. So, a lot of speculation has been going around that because of the fact that it has Bounce, and just the way it looks, it's going to be a water flying type Pokemon. Now, we've already talked in previous videos about how it seems Chespin is either going to be ground grass or rock grass, and Fennekin seems to be like it's going to have a fire psychic as its final evolution. Frogadier, however, because it evolves from my favorite starter so far, I do still firmly believe that it has the best design out of the second evolutions. You guys can disagree with me and that's completely fine because this is completely my opinion and I respect your opinions as well, but I just love how it looks and I'm super excited to use Frogadier. I'm super excited to start with Froakie. I'm super excited to actually check out all the starters now, especially after seeing the second evolutions of all of them. So let me know which out of the 3 second evolutions is your favorite in the comment section below as we move on to the next part of the trailer. In the next part of the trailer, they start showing off the brand new fossil Pokemon, starting with the T-Rex Pokemon Tyrant, which is personally, I love both of the fossil Pokemon that they've shown off, but I'm really happy that we have a T-Rex Pokemon. His entry reads, it's believed that Tyrant is over 100 million years old. The Pokemon is known to be a bit selfish and will throw a fit when it doesn't like something. So I'm actually really excited to see how that looks in the anime. I feel like he's going to be throwing lots of fits. He has rock and dragon type as well, and that's something to be noted. And he has the ability Strong Jaw, which makes which boosts the power of biting type moves like Crunch, Bite, so on and so forth. And probably the Fangs, I believe. Also, here is the second fossil Pokemon, Amara. Like Tyrant, it is also supposedly over 100 million years old. Amara is a rock-ice type fossil Pokemon that possesses the ability Refrigerate, which makes normal type moves into ice type moves, and it also increases the power of those moves. So, super excited to be using that Pokemon, although I'm very happy with both of the fossils. However, I believe that my first choice will be Amara. And moving on, as you can see, a very quick clip of us being able to change our outfits and show our style, quote unquote. So it was just very quick, but we are moving on to the next Pokemon, which is known as Furfrou. You can change it into different looks, and it's some sort of poodle-like Pokemon. It's a very weird Pokemon, and its entry reads, Furfrou isn't just stylish, it's also considered very intelligent and loyal to its trainer. It's said that in ancient times, Furfrou guarded the king of Kalos. So it also has the ability that halves the damage from physical attacks. As you can see there, we do have the different colors. The ability is known as Fur Coat, and it does also have a move that it can learn called Baby Doll Eyes, which is a fairy type move that goes first and lowers the attack of the opponent. So now we also have Pokemon with different male and female forms. This Pokemon is known as Meowstic. The male one is actually the bluish, darker colored one, and the female one is the white colored one. I really like these. I think they're absolutely adorable, and I can't wait to use one, except for the fact that they hurt that poor little Dedenne there. The male Meowstic's entry reads, the organs within Meowstic's ears possess a formidable psychic power, so it usually keeps them clamped shut. But when Meowstic is threatened, it will lift its ears and release this power. It's very cute, like I said, and this is probably my favorite of the two, even though this one in particular is more specially defensive. It does learn a move called Miracle Eye, which allows Psychic-type moves to hit through Dark-type Pokemon, and it also ensures that that Pokemon does not miss. That Pokemon being the Meowstic that used it. This is a female Meowstic's entry. This Pokemon tends to not show its emotions to others and remain expressionless, but it seems that some trainers love the unsociable air it puts on. I really like this one as well, and it does get the move Extrasensory, which is a Psychic-type move that can cause flinching, so that's freaking awesome. And I mean, both of them are really cool. I'm excited to see how they play out in both Pokemon X and Y. So we'll see, actually. I'm super excited with everything so far. I can't stress that enough. Every time we get an update, every time we get a new trailer, any magazine leak, so on and so forth. But moving on, we do have another Pokemon that varies with male and female forms, and that Pokemon is Pyroar. When Litleo evolves into Pyroar, it gains a great mane of burning flame. Male and female Pyroar have different forms. The male Pyroar with the largest mane becomes the leader of its pride, while the female Pyroar of the pride protect the group's young. I absolutely love both forms. My favorite is definitely the female one. It has a nice little ponytail going on. I love its hairdo. And overall, Pyroar looks like a freaking beast. I hope that it is. Super excited to see it. It is a fire/normal type Pokemon. And I'm quite a fan of lions. I hope that you guys are too. I know that there will probably be a lot of Pyroar out there named Mufasa, Simba, Scar, Nala, so on and so forth, but I don't know, super excited to use Pyroar on one of my teams in either X or Y. Let me know what you think about this particular Pokemon in the comment section below. Will you be using it or will you not be? What are your teams shaping up to be like so far for Pokemon X and Y? Let me know. Now, near the end of the trailer, we're going to start showing off Mega forms, starting with Mega Garchomp. As quoted from the King Nappy, Garchomp is a fucking monster. Now, I assume that Mega Garchomp will also be a fucking monster. Even though he does get a stat drop in his speed stat, he does get both special and attack stats increased. So hopefully that will make him really, really good. He does look like a beast right there. Look at him with those crazy sights. And he's going to be fighting Mewtwo. He's going to go for that Dragon Claw. He looks like such a freaking beast, more than he already did before. And speaking of Mewtwo, we're going to be showing off both Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y. First of all, we're going to be starting off with Mega Mewtwo X. Mega Mewtwo X is extremely tall. He's 1 foot taller than the original Mewtwo and about 3 feet taller than Mega Mewtwo Y. He does gain a fighting type to his already normal psychic typing. And he does get the ability Steadfast. He looks like a beast except for those creepy ass toes that he's got going on. But he looks like he'll be a lot of fun to use if you like to use legendaries. I don't know how it's going to play into the story itself, but we'll see. Mega Mewtwo Y remains Psychic type only, and that's pretty much all we get. There's not really a lot about Mega Mewtwo Y, but I'm super excited to see how they will fare against each other as well. That has actually been the trailer breakdown. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe for more, and also subscribe for my upcoming Let's Play of Pokemon X and Y, as well as my split screen of X and Y, and stay subscribed for more news, updates, and more. You guys are also going to get the trailer without me commentating over it in full speed and with the actual sound. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to smash that like button, as it does help support me, my videos, and this particular video, and let me know what you thought about anything and everything in this particular video in the comment section below. Now, without further ado, I present to you the trailer without me commentating. Bye!